You guys are gonna hate me. I have saw this. I saw this video. I have to watch it. I'm sorry. I need to know. I need to know. I don't know what this is, but it was called on the thumbnail as the poop cruise, and I have to know. I'm ready. But I don't know. Apparently there was a poop cruise. I need to know.
You got rogue waves, you got
I need to know.
pirates, you got
I need
Cthulhu.
to know.
So it might surprise you to hear that in 2023, over 30 million people willingly chose to go on a cruise.
What?
Personally, I can't imagine anything more horrific than being stuck in the middle of the ocean with
Oh no, is this how a cruise looks like? Oh, that's so crowded. Imagine that you're like stuck in a crowded place and you can never go anywhere else. You're just like forever stuck. I would absolutely hate it there. No, man. I think the only thing I would like is the food, because they have like chefs and like these endless amount of tables and you can have unlimited coffee and whatever. But that's it. Not worth it. I'm sorry, but this person is extra thick here. Like, look at that. Her waist is like over here and there is like a dump truck. My God. She's thick. Holy sh... Sorry.
With thousands of potential serial killers. Not to mention, the
Not
cruise
bad.
industry is
How did you spot that? I have the vision.
horrible. Disease, tax evasion, exploitation of workers, pollution, murder. The list goes on.
God.
But we're not talking about any of that stuff today. We're talking about one specific incident that will make you reconsider ever getting on a cruise ship again.
No.
An incident that's come to be known as
The poop cruise?
The poop cruise. Poop cruise. Poop cruise. Poop cruise.
I am so ready. I am so ready. I have never heard about this. Is this like an American ship or something? I have never heard about this.
4,200 passengers on board.
Ended up stranded at sea, spending 6 days crapping into a plastic bag.
There's no lights, no water. We can't flush.
There's and piss on the floors.
Many passengers used red plastic bags as toilets.
Human waste was actually piling up.
Hundreds slept in hallways or top.
Okay, I'm going to ask something very stupid, but since they are on a cruise, couldn't have they just like shit into the water? Because water, like it's better to be out than in. But you will see. Oh, okay.
Topside to escape the foul and stagnant air below deck.
Oh no.
it's February.
I don't mean like put your butt out, as in like you do it in a bucket and then you empty the... you think I'm saying that, okay, like you hold my hand, I'm balancing on someone's knees and I will just aim my ass outside of the ship and then we will hope that it will not land on a seagull. No, I meant it like you do it in a bucket and you just empty everything, you know, outside to the... Yeah, no? Okay.
February 7th, 2013. You're on the Carnival Triumph, one of the finest damn cruise vessels to sail the seven seas, with its state-of-the-art restaurants, world-class entertainment, and who could forget
old people
flushing toilets. You're in for the time of your life. After 2 days of smooth sailing, you arrive to the beautiful city of Cozumel, Mexico, where you spend the day shopping, sipping pina coladas on the beach, and trying not to think about the crippling third world poverty right outside the resort.
Yeah, it's okay. Just like you have to have like those blinders that the horses have, that you can only look straight forward and you can only see the nice mall, and that's
Around
it.
6 p.m., you get back to the boat. You hit the buffet and stuff your fat face so much that you can barely breathe. Then
I am not hungry anymore.
You decide to check out the cruise comedian.
Huevos rancheros. Pico de gallo.
Alright, that was a bad idea. But the night is still young, so you head over to the Lido deck where the DJ plays Gangnam Style on repeat 27 times in a row. But you don't mind. God, what a great song.
I like
After
that
having
song.
more than a few cocktails, you hit the buffet one last time
that's so
before stumbling
much.
back to your room and finally getting in bed. Time for some well-deserved rest before hitting the breakfast buffet in the morning. But just as you finally drift off, your sleep is interrupted by the sound of Alpha Team is code for fire.
Oh,
The
shit.
sound was blasting throughout the entire ship at 5:27 a.m.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I would probably shit myself. Like, you probably don't know what that stands for, but the fact that it's repeating at 5 a.m. is probably not a good sign. It's a good fucking morning.
But let's
It's
back
Titanic
up a bit.
all over
Just
again.
15 minutes earlier, the ship's engineer
Please shit into the bucket. You can't break me. You're not my real dad.
heard
Ivan!
an alarm go off in the engine room. He immediately went to check it out, and to his horror, he saw that one of the diesel generators was spraying fuel all over the place.
Oh.
If he didn't act fast, the whole ship would go up in flames.
Oh.
He had to make it to the other side of the engine room to shut off the generator manually.
It's not good.
Only one problem. The engine room was now flooded with gas up to his ankles. One wrong move, and he would be burnt to a crisp. He carefully started making his way to the control panel and
Crispy bodies by the door.
boom!
Wow!
Diesel ignited and the engineer was incinerated. I'm kidding, he was fine. The fuel did ignite, but he was able to make it out on time. But now, there was the small issue of a massive fire in the engine room.
Nah,
That's
it's
when
fine.
the Alpha Team message went out to the rest of the ship. Smoke was starting to fill up the lower decks, and thick clouds were spewing out of the ship's tail on the top deck. People were unsurprisingly freaking the fuck out. Many of them put on their life jackets and gathered near the lifeboats. Having a widespread panic on a ship is never a good thing, so the captain told everyone to stay calm and that everything was under control.
Oh yeah, I bet that they believed in. I bet 100% they didn't panic and do shit.
Asku, did you watch the internet historian video about the Costa Concordia? Because I actually think this was the same company responsible for this disaster.
No way. Bro, I think we watched it like a very long time ago. I don't remember it much. As a matter of fact, I don't remember. I just the ship driver was at fault and he was pathetic. That's all I remember. Are you telling me that it was oh my god, bro, I would love to rewatch those movies. I don't remember anything. Oh, we should. I don't remember it. Oh, those are so good. This is the same company that they...
Let's sink a ship, let a yippee.
Bro, wait. What happened to the Concordia? Did they like flip? Or did they beach themselves? I actually don't remember. What happened to them? It hit the rocks? Oh, so that hit the rocks and this one caught on fire. Oh, okay. Like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, sounds good.
We are really sorry about the wake-up call so early.
Unintelligible Italy. Oh my god. Yeah.
But everything is under control.
No one could understand what the hell he was
Listen, if we learned anything today, is that when an Italian man tells you everything is under control, in fact, not everything is under control.
saying because of his Italian accent, which also reminded them of the Costa Concordia accident from last year.
Oh my
now
God.
everyone was freaking out even more. But then the cruise director, Jen, assured everyone that the situation was being handled and everything was going to be okay.
Everything is completely under control.
Yeah.
So please, folks, there's no point waiting in the muster station to go back to your cabin, go back to bed, go and have some coffee, have some breakfast.
This calmed people down, but things were pretty fucking far from okay. The fire was still raging in the engine room, so the captain gave the order to activate the CO2 cooling system, which quickly put out the fire. There we go. Captain
Hey,
Luigi saved
happy
the day,
ending.
but just as he was getting
There you go. And this is where the story ended, and then they continued their lovely trip. Everything went back to normal. Problem solved. Kudos for the team. Amazing job, everyone. 10 out of 10. Alpha team, excellent. Good job. Yes. Why is the video still 15 minutes longer? Why, what else? No reason. Why is it? It was happy ending. Was it?
getting ready to head back to his cabin for a celebratory plate of gabagool, one of the engineers came back with terrible news. The fire had completely destroyed the engine. The boat was now stuck in the middle of the ocean with no power. Only this could have been avoided somehow. Oh wait, it could have? Well...
Wait. The carnival knew of a fire danger before the cruise. Documents show... Oh, well, at least it wasn't a surprise, I guess. Thank God that they already knew it. Yeah, that's fine.
We'll get to that later. 4,229 people were now lost at sea, with no air conditioning,
Oh.
no hot food,
Oh.
no TV, and worst of all, no toilets. This was not good. Cruise ships are some of the most filthy, vile places on the entire planet, and that's when the toilets are working. So you can only imagine how bad this is gonna get. It didn't take long for shit to hit the fan. About an hour in, the toilets were all
Bro, all of the toilet must have turned into like Silent Hill 2 toilet. Do you remember when James is like trying to get the stuff out? It's just, yeah, welcome to Silent Hill.
already getting clogged, so the crew started handing out the infamous red hazard bags for people to poop in.
Dude, this is like the doggy bags. Like every time I go on a walk, I have to put the poop into the doggy bag, and they just give it to the people.
And it was suggested that everyone should pee in the shower.
As you probably know by now, the toilets are not flushing, and it's going to start causing a little bit of a problem in a short while. So we've come up with a plan. So folks, what we're going to do is we're going to deliver some red bags to all of the bathrooms on board, including the stateroom bathrooms, your cabin bathrooms. And if you do need to do a number 2, we ask that you please do deposit that into the red bags, and then we're going to put metal bins in the corridors on every deck on the ship. If you'll be so kind.
Oh, the poop trash can. Oh, that's so... Oh, that's so wicked. Can you imagine passing by that? Oh my
So drop them
god.
into the metal bins in the corridors. That would be fantastic. And if you do need to do
Fantastic.
number 1, everybody, to say filling up the toilet bowls, if you can do it in the shower.
The lack of air conditioning was not helping things at all. Pretty soon, most of the ship was smelling like an Arby's dumpster on a hot summer day. A lot of people opted to move their mattresses out to the deck rather than sleeping inside with the stench.
Oof.
By the second day, the food supply was running dangerously low. And you might be asking, how? There's so much food on these ships, how could they have run out in a day? Well, you gotta remember, 90% of this food is frozen slop, so without working freezers, it was just sitting there decomposing, which only...
I knew it. They didn't trust the trusty canned ravioli. Everyone should just pack canned ravioli and canned chicken and canned bread. And there's like, Americans can everything. You can literally have everything.
added to the already horrendous smell. And if that wasn't bad enough...
Okay, but like, so they didn't have the engine, but surely they still had contact with the outside world, right? So as much as it sucks, they must have started like another ship to go towards them. How long could it take to reach for them? Or like helicopters? Or, you know, something?
Some people were actually hoarding food. They were hiding hamburgers and cereal in their rooms like animals.
Honestly, I seen how people reacted to COVID. I am not surprised. It's like basically in this situation, everyone acted how people would act during a zombie invasion. They were like, yeah, all the cereal bars, the protein bars, and whatever, yeah.
Luckily, another cruise ship, the Carnival Legend, came to the rescue and dropped off some much-needed food and supplies.
Why didn't they take the people?
Pretty sure these people were about 6 hours away.
Wait. So there was this other ship that dropped off food, but they didn't rescue the people who were stuck in the poo-poo and the pee-pee? Why?
From eating each other. Now, this was no gourmet food by any means. Unlike the delicious meals from today's sponsor,
4,000
Cook
people.
Unity.
Well, just save, I don't know, the women and the children, and the man will have a group one cash? Question mark?
Cook Unity is the first chef-to-consumer platform.
4,000 people, it's okay. Like, we will have the hot ones, okay? The hot chicks will go on it, and the rest can stay.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Carnival Legend dropped off food, but without working microwaves and freezers, they were limited to things like cold hot dogs and onion sandwiches.
Okay. There is nothing wrong with a cold hot dog, okay? Like, we have all been there. I have been eating cold hot dog out of the fridge, okay? Leave me alone. This meal, this is basically every school meal in Eastern Europe, okay? I see no problem with this. Onion sandwiches? Bro, you got an onion? That's a good fucking day. Be happy that it wasn't just a simple stale bread. Okay, yeah, it looks fine to me. Look, there is bread, there is salt, it's toasted, it's delicious. What do you mean? It looks amazing.
But that wasn't the bad part. The bad part was that people were forced to wait in line for hours to get food, like they were in the Soviet Union or something.
Ah, welcome home. Привет, comrades. Welcome to breakfast. Today we are having a beautiful dried stale toast with a hint of garlic and salt on top. C'est très magnifique. Mwah.
Some shit. But hey, at least they weren't gonna starve. 2 more cruise ships would stop by that day and drop off more food, which pretty much solved their food shortages for the rest of the trip. But with one problem down, more kept arising. One passenger was in urgent need of dialysis, so the Coast Guard had to transport her to one of the other cruise ships so she could get to the hospital immediately.
Oh, bro, I would have pretended I have a dialysis too. It's like, I am passing the biggest fucking kidney stone. I don't care. Just take me off of this place. You know?
Which begs the question, why didn't they just transfer everyone to another ship and just be done with it? Well, it turns out it's not as easy as putting a board between 2 boats and having everyone walk across.
You know, it was just scary the way they put me down. They put me in a stair rope, and the Coast Guard said that don't worry about it, that they would catch me, and you know, they were going to hold me back, and they did.
They were like, yeet. It's like, we will catch you. Trust me, bro. Yes. Wee.
And then they transferred me to the bigger boat, and
I am very French.
These ship-to-ship transfers are actually pretty risky, and Carnival would rather have 4,000 pissed-off people rather than one dead one. So for now, they were pretty much stuck on the Triumph with no way out. And not only did people have to stand in line for food, but also...
Do you think they got a refund afterwards? I feel like they probably got a refund. Maybe even a lawsuit. Like, if you would get a lawsuit, I wouldn't be mad. Like, imagine getting rich just because you have a shitty vacation.
To charge their devices.
$50 coupon.
This was going to be a massive problem. With no way to watch Family Guy on their phones and tablets, the mood on the boat started to change. Everyone was starting to get a little bit more rowdy, a little bit more raucous. And the crew was doing everything in their power.
That could never happen. I mean, anxious, scared people getting rowdy and panicky and like violent? No, that's not my kind of humanity. I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
To try to keep people distracted from the reality that they were living in.
And hey guys, just because we're stuck in the middle of the ocean with, you know, no working toilets, doesn't mean we can't have some fun, all right?
But it wasn't enough. And the ship's commuting was so bad that it was just making people more irritated.
Fuck's Mexican cookie, what are you talking about? It's like a...
Bro, they only had the entertainment of this stand-up comedy guy who had the personality of like a stale rice cake. Yeah, I think I would have just stabbed myself in the ball and like enjoy, I don't know, the pain, whatever.
Chocolate chip with sauce all over it? What are you talking about?
This guy stinks!
Management had to find a way to calm down the growing frustration, or they might have a mutiny on their hands. So someone came up with the most brilliant idea ever. Free booze. An open bar was established on the...
I mean, it's not an entirely bad idea. Because drunk people might be easier than angry people, but then again, there are angry drunk people. So... yeah. Also, what if they get sick and they start projectile vomiting? Oh, no.
And yet again, alcohol is the solution to everything.
True.
The Lido deck, and believe me when I say, people took advantage. It took only about 5 minutes for the crew to realize how tremendously stupid their idea was.
Oh.
Now, I don't know if you guys have ever been...
5 minutes? Bro, you cannot get drunk. Can you get drunk in 5 minutes? Like, maybe if you drink the really heavy hitter stuff, but 5 minutes? Oh, yes? Oh, damn.
Been on a cruise or not, and if you haven't, you're lucky to not have encountered a specific group of individuals who I call cruise people.
Oh,
and
no.
I use the term people lightly because they're basically animals. They shouldn't even be allowed to live in society, okay? We should just put them all on cruise ships and then sink them. So you have a bunch of agitated, psychotic cruise people who haven't been able to watch...
Bro, this is like 2000s Blade the vampire or the half vampire going into the disco to slaughter everyone.
Family Guy for 2 days, and now they're absolutely plastered, okay? This was a recipe for disaster. Fights were breaking out, people were throwing furniture, they were peeing in the pool. According to one crew member, a few hours after the open bar, there was a blackout for 15 minutes. We had panic attacks, a fight, a person threatening to jump overboard. It got loud. Didn't open the bars again. Yeah, the open bar didn't even last 2 hours before they cut that shit off. And no more alcohol was served for the entire rest of the trip.
Bruh.
But hey, it wasn't all bad news.
You can't even get drunk. Honestly, can you? That's like the biggest horror, that you don't have alcohol, you don't have TV, you don't have entertainment. You're logged in with your thoughts. And people can't handle that. Like, they must have been freaking out. They had to actually enjoy themselves quietly. You have females around you, just hook up. I don't know how much of the vibes were vibing, considering that people had to shit in a bag and pee into the bathtub. Like, you know, it's not the most romantic setup for a flourishing relationship. Perhaps boredom equals sex. Yeah, but like, I think they weren't bored. They were more like scared and annoyed and angry.
News. That day, Jen made an announcement that a tugboat was on its way to tow the Triumph to the nearest port.
I know we're all waiting for the tugboats. They were supposed to be here at noon today. The captain has just advised me that the tugboats will be here slightly delayed at about 3 o'clock. I think it's to do with the fact that we've drifted away so far away in the wind.
Day 3.
On the third day, things were starting to look up. The engineers were able to restore some more power to the ship, which gave them more working toilets. Not a lot, you know, like 5. There were 5 working toilets for the entire ship of 4,000 people. So you had 2 options. Number 1, wait in line for 3 hours to use the filthiest, most disgusting toilet imaginable. Or number 2, go in a bag.
I would have shit in a bag. Like, are you kidding me? Can you imagine using the toilet that was basically like, that's worse than that OnlyFans girl who had been like done by 1,000 guys. That toilet had been done with like more than 1,000 guys. Oh my god. Everyone had that way with that poor toilet.
Personally, I would have opted for number 2. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is that along with the propulsion systems and the power, the engine fire also knocked out the ship's stabilizers, which was slowly causing it to tilt. By day 3, it was listing at a 5-degree angle, which I know...
Yeah, that totally didn't make people panic and make comparisons to the Titanic and thinking that they will all die. Yeah, I'm sure that was fine.
Doesn't sound too bad, but it was enough to flood the lower decks with pee-pee. Like, the carpets were literally soaked in urine.
Now the water drains out, and it's all squishy all over the floor. Here's our toilet, pee pot, trash can, and the trash bag. And then it goes under there, and we're listing this way, so it goes all the way up, and it'll all be soaking onto the porch. So.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, you can see it in the video. This is awesome.
Oh, that's all the piss carpet. No.
Watch it go down the stairs. No.
Turns out that telling people to pee in the shower on a boat with no plumbing was not the best idea. The stench had now spread through the entire ship. Anyone who didn't have a balcony moved up to the poop deck and formed a tent city. It was like a cleaner version of downtown LA. Meanwhile, the tugboats were now pulling the boat to land. Slowly, but there was a change of plans. By the time the tugboat arrived, the ship had drifted so far north that it was now closer to Mobile, Alabama than Progreso.
I'm sorry. To Mobile, Alabama? To what? It's not only that you guys have an Alabama, but you have a portable version of it? Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
So, the Coast Guard decided to tow the Triumph there instead. Everyone on board was
I'm jealous, okay? Only the jealousy is talking out of me. Don't worry.
Horrified. The only thing worse than being stuck on a boat caked in human shit is being in Mobile, Alabama. I truly can't think of anything worse than that. Now, up to this point, Carnival Corporate had stayed silent about the situation, but god damn it, someone had to say something. So Carnival CEO stepped up and made a public statement.
I think it's very important that I apologize to our guests and to their families that have
He should have a ukulele, honestly.
been affected by this very difficult situation.
Meanwhile, Carnival's owner chose to show solidarity by attending a Miami Heat game. The boat was supposed to arrive in port today, but luckily it didn't, or else this video would be way too short. The current was now going against the boat, which really slowed things down, and
Wait, so they couldn't move the boat, and the boat was just slowly drifting to this mobile Alabama pace, just like by itself, and they were just like, la 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 la, I guess we will get beached one day? That's what it will be for 6 days? Oh, okay.
the ship was moving at about 2 miles an hour, and there was still over 100 miles left. But hey, on the bright side, they were over halfway there. At around noon, a Coast Guard helicopter landed on the boat and delivered a much-needed generator. Why they couldn't have done this earlier, I have no idea.
That's a good idea. Why? I sort of thought that the generator wouldn't matter because, like, if the engine is fucked, then maybe the parts where you could hook it up to wouldn't count. But if that was an option, why did the previous 3 or 4 cruise ship couldn't have like a backup generator for them?
The generator was able to restore enough power to get 2 of the elevators running, along with most of the toilets. And to the relief of the passengers, they now had Wi-Fi. The mood improved considerably once people were able to watch funny Family Guy compilations on YouTube again. The boat was so close to Alabama, they could practically smell.
I'm not sure if I ever want to smell Alabama. Like, I'm not sure if that would ever give me joy, but I can see that they were in a tight situation and they might, but yeah.
Incest. The captain originally predicted that they would dock sometime in the early afternoon, but they hit another snag on the way. See, the tugboat's tow line broke, which tacked on another few hours to their trip. With the Wi-Fi restored, people on board were starting to realize how big of a news story their situation was. CNN was basically covering it 24 hours a day, non-stop, drawing criticism from people like Jon Stewart.
CNN has been on the case, for some reason giving this boat crisis wall-to-covered wall coverage.
I think I should mention a lot.
Can you imagine that you go on a vacation and then literally shit hits the fan? And you go online and all you see is people are memeing on you. You're like living the worst time of your life and they are just like, yeah, that sucks to be them. Oh no, you poopy vacationer.
A lot of people, including passengers, were saying that the media hype was overblown and the situation really wasn't as bad as they were making it out to be.
Surely.
One survivor said, I saw a few people crying, but honestly, without the dirtiness, it wouldn't be too bad. It was like camping on a cruise ship. You know, I thought this comment was funny because going on a cruise is basically the exact opposite of camping. But there's no doubt that the media definitely sensationalized this story. Some of the passengers who spoke to the press were even accused.
Are you saying the media would exaggerate for a good story? Color me shocked. That's crazy.
Of exaggerating their stories to get on the news or to cash in on that sweet class.
Wait, but that means that if it wasn't that bad, then that means that they cannot sue them for the big stonks of money, because then it was just like, oh man, now that sucks.
Action lawsuit. Nevertheless, it was an absolute PR disaster for Carnival.
Ha! PR disaster? I getcha.
So corporate had to do some serious damage control before the boat docked. They offered everyone on board a full refund, $500, a credit towards a...
That's it? A refund of $500? Bro, I can't even pull a 5-star in Genshin out of that. That's depressing.
Future cruise and a Long John Silver's gift card. Most people were happy with these concessions, but not everybody. Well, we'll get to that a little bit later though. At 9:20 p.m., the Carnival Triumph docked in Mobile, Alabama. It was finally over. Carnival's CEO was the first on the scene and personally apologized to the passengers and crew.
And I want to apologize again for subjecting our guests to that.
But he wasn't alone, obviously. There were dozens of news crews chomping at the bit to get the juicy scoop on the poop cruise. Some passengers were eager to be on TV. Most just wanted to get the fuck out of there and go to sleep. And you would think that Carnival would book them hotels right there in Mobile, but no. They inexplicably put everyone on buses to go to New Orleans, which was...
What? Oh, dude. They didn't even let them have a good night's sleep with an actually working toilet. They were like, yeah. No, how about you just get on this fucking bus? It's not even a train. It's not even a plane. It's a bus. 4,000 people on buses. Oh, dude. Okay, I don't know about you, but traveling by buses is probably the most torture a human can experience, especially if it's longer than, like, I don't know, 5 hours. Like your ass is going to split in pieces on that hard seat.
It was 3 hours away. Oh, and get this. On the way there, one of the buses broke down, leaving everyone on board stranded again.
I hope that they just shit on the bus as well. Like, at that point, why not?
Out of habit, they immediately started shitting in bags. It was a disgusting scene. Eventually, everyone made it to the hotel in one piece. But that wasn't the end of the drama with the Carnival Triumph. While it was docked in Mobile's port for repairs, strong winds caused it to break free and drift across the shipyard. It eventually crashed into another ship, causing one dock worker to lose his life in the process.
Aww. Bro, this entire trip is just so unlucky. My God.
Now, it should come as no surprise that a lot of people tried to sue Carnival for this fiasco. But they had no case whatsoever because apparently mother suckers didn't read the fine print. Before you step foot on that cruise ship, you basically have to sign your life away.
Oh my God, it's like the Disney subscription. Remember when someone died and like they didn't want to reimburse them for like dying in Disneyland because they had a Disney Plus subscription or something? It's the same thing. Mate, do you think we should start reading the small letter parts? The more these news come out, the more I feel like that maybe I should read sometimes before I just mindlessly click on the TOS. You think? Yeah. I wonder.
Whatever happens on that boat, stays on the boat. You can't do shit about it.
You sure? I would go back and take a wicked shit. If it stays on the boat, then okay. Take it.
Passengers have no right to sue because Carnival's attorneys say when you buy your ticket, the ticket contract makes absolutely no guarantee for safe passage, a seaworthy vessel, adequate and wholesome food, and
that's an excellent line to have there, though. Not gonna lie, this is just from a lawyer and a company POV. This is an excellent line. They are literally not liable if there is something bad happening. That's amazing. That's so... It's like an evil genius mustache twirling thing. It's like... Well, enjoy your $500 and then your gift card to that restaurant.
sanitary and safe living conditions. Carnival, because of that, is trying to get the suit tossed.
So when it was all said and done, none of the lawsuits went anywhere. They were shit out of luck. Carnival said that the entire thing was an unavoidable accident. Was it though? Because according to Carnival's own documents, diesel generator number 6, the very same generator that caused all these issues, was overdue for an inspection for over a year. And it gets worse, 2 of the generators weren't even working at all. If those 2 generators had been functioning, this whole situation could have been avoided. Not to mention, this wasn't the first time Carnival had problems with broken fuel lines causing engine fires.
Oh. This is, you know what this is? It's like when people say that the divorce came out of nowhere, but also there have been the signs. Also the signs. Dun, dun, dun. This was breaking down. That was breaking down. This is going to catch on fire. It came out of nowhere. I had no idea. That's crazy.
Just 1 year before the triumph.
Who could have foreseen this? Yeah, it was unavoidable. There is nothing that we could have done. These things just happen.
Carnival's Costa Allegra
That's
had a
crazy.
similar problem where a broken fuel line caused a fire and left 1,000 people stranded for 3 days. And in 2010, it happened again on the Carnival Splendor. In fact, this was the 9th incident in 2 years. One of Carnival's executives went on CNN.
You know, Boeing is watching in the background and they are just being jealous. It's like, oh my god, are they having more numbers than we do? What the fuck? We can't have that. Jesus Christ. Yeah, aggressively taking notes right now.
And claimed that they were totally in compliance with the rules and regulations of the sea. But here's a dirty secret about the cruise industry. Their regulations ain't worth shit. Carnival and every other American cruise company aren't even technically based in America. The cruise ships themselves are flagged in places like the Bahamas.
Disney Cruise Line? Are you telling me that they could have gotten a wicked poop session on a Disney Cruise Line as well? Now I feel like I missed out.
To avoid taxes.
Oh, man.
So they're not really held to the same level of scrutiny as something like the FAA. Remember, the ship took off knowing that 2 generators didn't work. That's like a plane taking off with only 1 engine. Would that ever be allowed? I sure hope not. And you would think that this whole debacle would be a massive hit to Carnival, but the following year they had their most successful year ever, which just proves the saying, all publicity is good publicity. The Carnival Triumph continues to sail to this very day under its new name, the Carnival Sunrise.
Reminder to me, never, ever, ever, ever go onto a cruise. Holy shit. That was awful. I would have actually hate to be on this everything.